Rod has just brought some crucial new information to my attention, and that is that one of the, I guess, most notable Super Bowl commercials that happened during the big game was the thing where Bruce Springsteen went to a church in the middle of Kansas, which geographically is the exact middle of America, and he was driving a Jeep there. And it's weird because he's, over the past, like, I'd say 10 years or so, he's really cultivated this, like, strange cowboy aesthetic, even though he is straight up from New Jersey.
Yeah.
He's wearing that tiny ass fucking 1800s cowboy priest hat in the commercial.
Yeah, it's such
I missed that.
It's such a weird.
I didn't see that
thing.
It
one.
looked more like a
general.
Quaker's hat than a cowboy hat.
That's how like far into Jersey he is, and like not even has no idea.
But it's all like, it's one of those like pre-bent hats. I mean, to bring up wrestling again, it's kind of like what Trish Stratus used to wear.
Oh,
Those,
God.
like, kind of pre-bent cowboy
Yeah,
hats. It
yeah.
doesn't have the
It's so small. It's
Say
like,
no
it's
more.
like it's like the part on his head is like the size of a newsboy cap, and then the brim is like 15 inches out, and then curled up like it belongs to George Washington. It's a very
That's like a
weird
custom hat you'd make in Red Dead Redemption or something. If they,
It's super weird. It doesn't match anything. The hat doesn't match itself, let alone his aesthetic.
yeah,
it's so weird. He's just been doing this like cowboy thing, which, you know, I won't fault him for, because that is a thing that just happens to white guys when they reach 60. They just immediately start thinking they're cowboys.
especially
and
a lot of older musicians.
shit. If they
too.
got money, dude, because
Yeah.
I mean, Rod and I, before you got here and before we started rolling, we were talking about the city of Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and
Love it there.
well,
I'm gonna move there.
Well, I was telling Rod, I went there in like 2015, and I just knew that it was the town next to the Grand Tetons, which is what I was there to see, was the
Yeah.
national park, and I didn't know that it was like Beverly Hills in the middle of nowhere
rich
kind of
ass
thing,
people like retire there.
until I went into a store and saw a $1,300 cowboy hat, and then I was like, I slowly like put it together, like I was like, oh,
Yeah.
and then I stepped outside and like 2 stores down was a Louis Vuitton. I was like,
That's
oh, it's a rich people. But that, I mean, if
It's
you-
a great place, but yeah, it definitely is where rich like
Yeah.
white people retire to.
But that was what I'm saying is like, if you're old and you got a lot of money, you know, if you haven't already gone through a cowboy phase when you're supposed to at age 3, you know,
Yeah, that's when you do it.
you look around, you're like, well, what's some really expensive shit? It's like, cowboy shit's expensive, dude.
Yes.
You go to Jackson Hole, you buy a 115-room log cabin, and you just put Justified on all the TVs.
That actually sounds pretty fucking
I was gonna
cool.
say, I hate that I'm getting towards 60 eventually. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not that far away, so that does sound nice.
It's
I'm
not going to be
lie.
the worst place to live.
But anyway, yeah. So this commercial drops, and of course, Bruce Springsteen, a noted Democrat, big fundraiser for the Democratic Party and stuff like that. So often targeted by conservatives for his beliefs and shit like that. Which whatever, he's a public figure. Our whole thing is making fun of public figures. Have at it. But
Yeah.
in this case, the big bombshell that got dropped is that back in November, apparently, Bruce Springsteen, star of the Jeep ad, was arrested for a DWI in New Jersey.
Oh, man.
Back in November, and they're just now, I guess, bringing it up.
It happens
It's
to
the grand plan to disgrace him by old, out-of-touch conservatives.
He's made it this long without one, first of all. That's impressive. So that's not even a knock on him, honestly. It's like a good thing.
Oh, well, just wait till you hear the circumstances, because the circumstances of this DUI are kind of notable.
Okay.
So this is from the New York Post, and I will, New York Post, they are, if you look up the definition of try hard.
Their headlines are pretty good, to say the least.
Fucking worst.
He was bombed in the USA.
I love it.
Bruce Springsteen was arrested for DWI and reckless driving in his home state. It was revealed Wednesday, days after he appeared in a much-hyped Super Bowl commercial for Jeep. The born-to-run icon, 71, was busted in November at Gateway National Recreation Area in New Jersey, a spokesperson for the National Park Service said. So he got arrested at a national forest for drunk driving in a national forest.
where
Breaking
you usually
news.
drive.
Which who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It'd be one thing. I mean,
Breaking, this just in, alert. Bruce Springsteen is an American grandfather.
Yeah.
He likes to get drunk in the woods.
He's
70-year-old
retired.
man drinking in the woods.
He's doing
It's
what-
like, we got to get this one out to TMZ.
He's retired.
This is going to ruin him.
He's doing what you do when you retire.
Fucking Ted
Come on.
Cruz paying a private investigator to dig up dirt
Don't even get me started
on this
fucking
new woke
guy.
icon from the Super Bowl ad. Like,
Oh, I mean,
guess what? He got a DWI in the woods in November.
buddy, I'm calling this now. This was the local fucking Barney Fife ass cop from whatever town this national forest is next to.
Who's an informant for Ted Cruz?
Right?
actually?
Yeah, no,
He's
he
like,
probably
dude,
just
can-
he probably just leaked it to Ted Cruz. Like,
he messages him on Twitter, and like even Ted Cruz doesn't give a shit.
Call our guy up in Jersey and get some dirt on this new.
Yeah,
This
that's
new,
what Ted
this
Cruz
newfound
does.
Black Lives Matter advocate, Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah,
Like, he got a DWI about 14 weeks ago.
He's got a bullseye on
take
fucking.
it.
He's got a bullseye on Springsteen and Seth Rogen right now. I know that.
Springsteen was charged with DWI, reckless driving, and consuming alcohol in a closed area, the spokesperson said. So again,
Yeah.
drunk in the woods. Like, I could maybe be more mad if he was, drinking and driving in a school zone or something. But listen, if you want to get fucked up and drive around in the woods, go for it.
Yeah,
I don't
think
care.
that's what you do in the woods.
That's what the woods are for.
That's why you go to the woods to drive. That's why you get like a 4-wheel drive vehicle is to get drunk and drive it through the woods. Why do you do
That's
that sober?
That's why you get one of those brush guards on the front so you can hit trees at
Yeah.
high speeds.
Yeah, busting
it's-
Bruce Springsteen for drinking and driving in the woods is like the same as like doing a headline about like this drug bust, and it's like, what happened? The cops arrested Bruce Springsteen on his doorstep. He had a joint in his hand.
Right, exactly.
Right.
He was smoking while getting the fucking newspaper. That's what essentially like trails that people ride four-wheelers and shit on is a drunk driving course. It's not. It's for like, oh, I'm gonna drink. I should go to the place I'm allowed to.
And
do
it was
at.
closed, so he was
Yeah.
being as safe as you could ask for in that situation.
I don't understand why you got a DWI. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's
'Cause
that's
he
a
wouldn't sign an
bullshit.
autograph and he wouldn't do a TikTok for this asshole deputy.
He's one of those TikTok cops too that like, which is a whole wormhole. That I don't know if y'all have gone down.
On
But
TikTok, I tell everybody I ran into you out here, and he's like, I don't do things like that.
Have y'all-
I'm Bruce
This-
Springsteen. I'm not Young Thug.
have y'all seen TikTok cops? By the way, like it's a whole
no.
fucking.
I've seen those videos.
They're bad,
it is
dude.
bananas.
It's man, I've never cringed so hard in my life.
Are they
at something.
rapping about public safety?
Not real. No, they're like
mostly it's think of the scene in the smash cuts in Rambo where he's gearing up.
Oh,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
in
yeah,
Commando.
yeah.
It's just
Exactly
things like
what
that.
it is.
It's just cops like sitting in their car, straightening their tie, and they've got their badge and they're showing all that shit off, and they're just like, "Hey, it's Officer Stanley. Another day of keeping the streets of Paramus safe."
they'll have some shitty new country song over it too, and they'll lip sync. There's like some where they're like.
Morgan Wallen, for sure. Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. You don't know that they're a cop in the beginning too. Some of them are like just got out of bed and then like do that thing where like they snap and they got more clothes on,
no.
then snap again and then it's like their full tactical gear. It's like
News of the bust broke just days after Springsteen appeared and narrated a Super Bowl spot for Jeep in which he implored Americans to move towards the political middle in a spirit of unity. And I gotta say, what could be more uniting than catching a DWI?
Because
Like,
I gotta think that,
That cuts
being an
across.
old white man getting
Relatable
drunk
to
in the
me.
woods is way more of a conservative thing than a liberal thing.
yeah.
true. But
It straight up is.
Like, this is gonna play very well to the people they're trying to make upset about this.
It's like it totally backfired.
And all they're thinking is Bruce Springsteen's just like us. Maybe he's not that bad.
right.
we're past saving.
I found this news out while drunk in the woods.
Now, if he just has a really messy divorce and they take his kids, then he'll be straight up the perfect middle American
Yeah.
old white guy.
We're past saving then if that doesn't do it. That doesn't
Yeah.
unite us for real.
The next Super Bowl will just be him in that same church,
That's
just being
it.
like,
That's
the
what they
rights of
say.
men are being ignored.
Maybe
It's
he
being
leaked
burnt
this
down
to
in
the
the
press
background.
himself
Like,
because
there's
they
no
say,
hope.
be the change you want to see in the world. And so he leaked this to the press. He's like, he called for unity. He was like, hey, man, I'm just like you. You know, I'm rich.
It didn't work.
And I live in a mansion, but guess what? I got a DWI the other, a couple months ago, just getting drunk in the woods. We're all the same.
Yeah.
That's sad, man, because it's a good message, and it didn't work, sadly.
Well, and it's funny because his publicist, points this out. Like when they asked for comment, they're like, Bruce is not like a big drinker, and that's like a thing that people know about him. Like,
Yeah,
he's one of them like really like crazed workaholic types that just was like, I'm always working on the song and on the show, man.
Yeah, he's like one of those. He's like the most squeaky clean guy.
He puts
really.
on 3-hour-long shows at the age of 71. Like he's not a huge boozer. So this really, I truly believe this was just this man was shit-faced on a camping trip. Was like, I'll make the next beer run, guys.
Yeah.
I can't remember in my 30 years of living, Bruce Springsteen being in any trouble like this. So you got to think. I mean, look, if the dude has been as famous and as much of a rock star as he is for this long, and he waits till 70 to get busted for driving intoxicated, and he's in the woods, I mean, hats off to that.
And that's also, it's like back to what we said. It's not even who gives a fuck, too.
You know
it's
how
not
many
like he got
opportunities
caught.
Bruce Springsteen has had to be caught downtown with his car wrapped around a pole with 2 hookers covered in cocaine in his car?
That didn't happen.
If he can wait till 70 to get busted for DWI, I think we should expunge his record and let him go.
They're making it sound like he got Me Too'd or something.
Yeah,
it's
come
fine.
on.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll give him another Presidential Medal of Freedom.
Yeah, please.
For this one.
All right, from the good president.
Yeah, we should fucking do it.